But seeing him, I kind of see myself in him, and yes, he deserved a title shot. He deserved it all.
Terence Crawford has been open to the prospect of fighting Jaron Ennis in the past, and after losing his title to Ennis, he might be reconsidering fighting the current IBF welterweight title holder to reclaim his belt and legacy. And it looks like the fans might have a major role to play by convincing Crawford to fight Ennis and win his IBF belt back.
That the fans just might have motivated Terence Crawford to hold on to his titles and fight Jaron Ennis.
With his experience, fighting and defeating Ennis should not be a hurdle for Crawford. Boxing icon Tim Bradley is confident about Crawford's skills and said that Bud will knock Ennis out.
When you get in the ring with a Crawford that knows how to use his feet, that knows how to move and let you come to him, and so on and so forth, guess what? He gonna set you up, he gonna lay a trap, and he gonna catch you, and he gonna knock you out.
So will Terence Crawford accept a fight with Jaron Ennis and win back his belt? Sit back and watch as we try to find out in this video. Terence "Bud" Crawford has immense pride in being the undisputed welterweight champion and his losing the IBF belt to Jaron Ennis might not sit well with him. This alone should be a point for him to challenge Ennis and get back his belt. Now, in case you're wondering, what should prompt Terence Crawford to fight Ennis? Well, it is the pressure to get back his belt from someone who he has praised in the past. Crawford not only acknowledged Ennis's skills, but has also seen a reflection of himself in the young fighter. This acknowledgement is not just a passing comment. It's a significant nod from a top-tier boxer to an emerging star, culminating in Crawford's belief that Ennis deserves a title shot.
But seeing him, I kind of see myself in him, and yes, he deserved a title shot. He deserved it all.
Crawford's recognition of Ennis goes deeper than surface-level comparisons. In an interview from before Crawford fought Spence, the welterweight champion revealed that he sees aspects of his younger self in Ennis. This comparison is not made lightly, considering Crawford's esteemed position in the boxing world. It speaks volumes about Ennis's capabilities and his potential trajectory in the sport. Crawford's journey through multiple weight classes, achieving undisputed status and garnering numerous accolades, sets a high bar, a bar he believes Ennis is capable of reaching. Crawford's assertion that Ennis deserves a title shot is a significant statement in the competitive world of boxing. It's a recognition that Ennis has not only displayed impressive skills in his fights, but also possesses the qualities of a champion. Crawford's endorsement reflects his belief in fair competition and meritocracy in the sport. He sees Ennis not just as a potential opponent, but as a worthy contender who has earned his place to fight for the title. Crawford praising Ennis happened a long time ago, way before he became the undisputed champion. Don't forget that Crawford recently questioned the point of his fighting, Ennis stating that he doesn't stand to gain anything from the fight. Now, many fans of Crawford think he needs to fight Ennis and prove a point that he indeed is the best boxer in the world. So to keep his legacy alive, Crawford might just take the Ennis fight and get over with it.
That's what the great one's been doing forever. Defend being the man. Terence "Bud" Crawford, opting not to do that
Blue Blood Sports TV made a detailed analysis of Terence Crawford's decision to fight Jaron Ennis and his motivation to reclaim the IBF title. This decision, pointed out by the host, is not just a strategic move in Crawford's illustrious career, but also a response to the immense pressure and expectations from his fan base and the boxing community at large. The role of fans in shaping a boxer's career trajectory cannot be understated, and in Crawford's case, this influence has been significant. Following his stripping of the IBF title and the subsequent rise of Jaron Ennis, Crawford faced a wave of fan opinion and expectation. This fan pressure, as noted by Blue Blood Sports TV, played a crucial role in steering Crawford towards accepting a fight with Ennis. Fans expressed a strong desire to see Crawford tested against a fighter with Ennis's athletic prowess and potential, which ultimately contributed to Crawford's decision to pursue this matchup. Crawford's journey in the welterweight division has been marked by significant achievements, including holding multiple titles. However, the loss of the IBF title as detailed by Blue Blood Sports TV, was a pivotal moment for Crawford. It represented not just a loss of a belt, but a challenge to his dominance in the division. The opportunity to fight Ennis, therefore, is not just about another victory, it's about reclaiming what was once his and reasserting his position at the top of the welterweight hierarchy.
That the fans just might have motivated Terence Crawford to hold on to his titles and fight Jaron Ennis.
Terence Crawford is known for his competitive nature and his unwillingness to back down from a challenge. This trait has been a defining aspect of his career, propelling him to take on and triumph over formidable opponents. The fan-driven narrative that Crawford might be avoiding a challenge like Ennis only fueled his competitive spirit. As highlighted by Blue Blood Sports TV, this notion of being perceived as ducking a worthy opponent like Ennis could have served as a catalyst, motivating Crawford to prove his critics wrong and demonstrate his willingness to take on all comers. The proposed fight between Crawford and Ennis is not just another bout. It's a clash of styles, skills, and wills. Crawford, with his experience, adaptability, and strategic acumen, faces a younger, dynamic fighter in Ennis, known for his speed, power, and technical prowess. This matchup, as pointed out, is a testament to Crawford's readiness to face fresh challenges and his desire to remain at the pinnacle of the sport. But what do the experts think? Who will win if Crawford and Ennis decide to fight it out in the ring? Former pro Tim Bradley gave his assessment of a potential fight between the two fighters, offering a deep dive into the dynamics of this highly anticipated matchup. One of the key points Bradley emphasizes is Ennis's relative inexperience compared to Crawford. While acknowledging Ennis as a spectacular talent with a promising future, Bradley cautions against rushing him into a fight with a boxer of Crawford's caliber. He points out that Ennis, despite his impressive record and knockout power, has not yet faced an opponent who matches Crawford's skill and experience. Bradley suggests that Ennis first needs to be tested against top veterans in the division, such as Keith Thurman or a fighter of similar stature, to truly gauge his readiness for a boxer like Crawford. Bradley, having been in the ring with Crawford, understands the unique challenges he presents. He describes Crawford as an animal in the ring, a fighter who can adapt, strategize, and exploit the weaknesses of his opponents. Bradley's prediction hinges on the idea that facing Crawford is a significant step up for Ennis. He expresses concern that Ennis, in his current state, might appear average against a fighter of Crawford's expertise. Bradley's assessment is not a dismissal of Ennis's abilities, but rather a realistic appraisal of the challenges he would face against a seasoned champion like Crawford.
What, when you get in the ring with a Crawford that knows how to use his feet, that knows how to move and let you come to him, and so on and so forth, guess what? He gonna set you up, he gonna lay a trap, and he gonna catch you, and he gonna knock you out.
In his analysis, Bradley warns against underestimating Crawford's capabilities. He highlights Crawford's ability to use his feet, move strategically, and set traps for his opponents. Bradley's prediction implies that Ennis, despite his talent, might be vulnerable to Crawford's tactical approach. He points out that Ennis's aggressive style and tendency to rush for the kill could leave him exposed against a counter-puncher and strategist like Crawford. Bradley's insights also touch on the importance of timing in boxing careers. He suggests that while Ennis is undoubtedly a rising star, the timing of a fight against Crawford is crucial. Rushing into such a high-stakes match without the necessary experience could be detrimental to Ennis's career development. Bradley's advice reflects a broader perspective on how boxers should strategically progress through their careers, taking on challenges that match their current skill level and experience. With all this talk about Crawford's fans wanting him to fight Ennis and regain his undisputed status, how did Bud Crawford respond? Well, Bud finally opened up about losing his belts and his opinion on Ennis in an interview recently. Crawford expressed a notable indifference to being stripped of the IBF title. His focus was on achieving the status of undisputed champion, a goal he already accomplished. For Crawford, the loss of the IBF title did not diminish his achievements or legacy. He stated, "I came, I saw, I conquered," indicating that his aspirations went beyond holding any single title. This attitude reflects Crawford's confidence in his career accomplishments and his belief that his legacy is not solely defined by the belts he holds. Crawford also touched upon the politics in boxing, particularly the decisions made by sanctioning bodies like the IBF. He pointed out the inconsistency in how the IBF handled his situation compared to Errol Spence Jr., suggesting a lack of fairness in their decisions. This perspective sheds light on the often opaque and controversial nature of boxing politics, where decisions can seem arbitrary and not always in the best interest of the fighters or the sport. Interestingly, Crawford showed a degree of sympathy for Ennis, who became a champion without winning the title in the ring. He recognized that this was likely not the way Ennis would have wanted to win a championship. Crawford's comments reflect an understanding of the challenges and frustrations that boxers face in navigating their careers, particularly when external factors like organizational decisions impact their paths.
I don't know. He waited a long time. I can't knock him because I was in that position once before, waiting my time, trying to fight Spence and, trying to get these big.
Crawford's remarks also touched on the concept of email champions, fighters who are awarded titles without winning them in traditional combat. This term reflects a broader critique within the boxing community about the authenticity and value of championships that are not won directly through competition. Crawford's use of this term underscores his belief in the importance of earning titles through confrontation in the ring. Despite the circumstances, Crawford acknowledged Ennis's talent and potential. He suggested that Ennis has a bright future in the sport, recognizing his skills and craftiness. Crawford's comments indicate respect for Ennis as a fighter, even though he unconventionally inherited the title. The interview also touched on Crawford's plans, including a potential rematch with Spence. Crawford's focus remains on significant fights that will enhance his legacy. His comments reflect a boxer who is still very much engaged in the sport and looking forward to future challenges. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Crawford will take on Jaron Ennis in the future and regain his IBF welterweight title belt? Do let us know in the comments. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.